How could a British socialite end up in an American prison because of trafficking underage girls for sex? The case all goes back to Ghislaine Maxwell's relationship with disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. She was his girlfriend and employee during the 90s, but her true role was far more sinister. She recruited and groomed teenagers for Epstein to molest in massage rooms between 1994 and 2004. When charges were first announced against Maxwell 2 years ago by the US Attorney Audrey Strauss, she argued that Maxwell was integral to Epstein's sex trafficking ring.
Maxwell was among Epstein's closest associates and helped him exploit girls who were as young as 14 years old. Maxwell played a critical role in helping Epstein to identify, befriend, and groom minor victims for abuse. In some cases, Maxwell participated in the abuse herself.
One of the alleged victims who has been most public in her criticism of Maxwell was Virginia Giuffre. She said Maxwell trained her as a sex slave and accused Prince Andrew of repeatedly sexually abusing her when she was 17, including at Maxwell's home in London.
Before he abused me, when we just met, Ghislaine does this guessing game and he guessed right. I was 17 and he compared me to his daughters, saying, "Oh, my daughters are a few years younger than you."
Virginia Giuffre reached an out-of-court settlement with the Duke of York in February. He has not been charged with any crimes and denies the accusations. During Maxwell's trial, testimonies were heard from 4 women who described being abused by Epstein. But Maxwell has always maintained her innocence. Her legal team argued that she was used as a scapegoat for Epstein after the government failed to prevent his suicide in prison while awaiting trial. But jurors were not convinced, and in December she was convicted on 5 criminal counts. Damian Williams was the US attorney.
I want to commend the bravery of the girls, now grown women, who stepped out of the shadows and into the courtroom. Their courage and willingness to face their abuser made today's result and this case possible.
With a 55-year prison sentence looming ahead, it's no surprise that Maxwell has been put on suicide watch. But for the victims of Epstein and Maxwell, her sentencing means that justice has finally been served. Alice Porter, GB News.